I'm Mike Capps. I'm the president of Epic Games, also the lead designer of Unreal Championship 2, so I'm going to talk you through that. Unreal Championship 2 is the sequel to Unreal Championship 1. UC1 was a game that was ported from PC to Xbox, UT 2003 port. It did pretty well. We're pretty proud of it, but we really wanted to do something exclusive for the Xbox. This was built for the ground up for the Xbox tech. It's pushing polys like you wouldn't believe. We've also been able to take a number of chances that we wouldn't have taken with the Unreal Tournament franchise. You might know there's some hardcore UT players out there, and they get kind of upset about that sort of thing. So you see we've got third-person, melee, you get to play as a Scar, all sorts of neat stuff, and I'm going to walk you through some of the changes we made over the next few minutes. So you can't help but notice when you take a look at this game, we're playing it in third person. Not exclusively in third person, but we mucked around with it. Everybody thought we were crazy. It was so much fun to bounce around environments. And you'll see just there's been a real change in agility and mobility in this game. You can still play first person. You can see here we switched to the shock rifle in first person. You can play it that way if you like. I choose some weapons in first, some weapons in third. But what this let us do was add melee. And this was crazy idea number 2. We like to call it bringing a knife to a gunfight. You might have seen some of our ads for that. And it really works, and I think it's fun as crap. The characters are all unique, so we've got some flair from fighting games. We're all big fans of Mortal Kombat and games like that. So you can play a big tank character like the Scar here, Zaylor. You can play a light character like our evil princess Selket here. Really, whatever you enjoy. We've also really amped the adrenaline system. If you played UT 2003, UC 2004, you get adrenaline from pickups or also getting cool moves, kills in the arena. But you maybe get to do one power-up in a match, if that. With this one, you're doing combos all the time, and they're character-specific. The Scar have their own moves, the Necros have their own moves, and then the characters have their own specific, unique moves. And so basically you walk into a different arena that plays differently with characters that play differently, adrenaline combos that play differently, melee. It's a whole new game from what we've done before with this franchise. This is my absolutely favorite part of this presentation, mostly because I don't have to say much. It speaks for itself. No, I can't do it. I have to talk. So Unreal franchise has always been known for just crazy environments, indoors, outdoors, lava flow, ice, underwater, and this is the same. 40 or so, we're not sure yet, but about 40 maps, all of them built exclusively for Unreal Championship 2, all built exclusively from the Xbox. Are you getting that theme? Right. And of course, all those cool environments go online. UT has been known since, gosh, about '99 as if you're going to smack your friends around online, you play an Unreal Tournament or Unreal Championship game. This isn't a game about shotguns and M16s, although I love those games. I've worked on a few. This is about shock rifles and flat cannons. This is a fantasy franchise. You start out with your character has a pair of double pistols. They're race-specific, so this is a robot with rivet guns. That's kind of your backup weapon because you've got unlimited ammo, but you can also freeze characters as well, and that makes for a pretty easy kill if you can find the time to do it with all the other guys in there. So you start with those and melee weapons, and then you pick an explosive ammo weapon and an energy ammo weapon before you even go into the arena. So again, you've got that rock, paper, scissors of what does he choose versus what do I choose versus what characters. And you have to pick up ammo for those in the arena. Got a rocket launcher. Got to have the rocket launcher in an Unreal game. Shoots 1 rocket, 3 rockets, or 6 drunken rockets. Got the flat cannon. Got to have a flat cannon in an Unreal game. But we do have some new weapons as well. The grenade launcher is new, fires grenades, and also fires mines. You can burst those mines on the ground, or you can airburst them as well. So here's a nasty little trap. And then my favorite explosive weapon is the Ripjack. This is kind of a combination of the Razorjack and the Ripper from previous titles. Shoots razor-sharp disc. You can also charge them up now for a pretty satisfying explosion up close, and you can cut folks' heads off with it. So those are the 4 explosive weapons. Here's the energy weapons. This is the sniper rifle. I think it's the tightest sniper scope ever. It's 5 full passes for those of you guys who are pixel shader geeks. We've got the bio rifle. Someone new. We've got the bio rifle, and now the blobs are sentient, so they'll actually chase after you or your enemies. And you can set poison gas clouds for a defensive weapon, too. So just kind of keep adding new twists to the old weapons we've had in the franchise. Here's the Stinger, which hasn't been in for a long time. It's a minigun and also has tracking tritium shards. And the shock rifle, which is so sweet. It's you can do combos just like in the UT franchise games, but you can also freeze the shock cores now in midair and set up really nasty traps. And all these weapons play first and third person. We find most people pick up the game and start in first person because it's sort of what they're used to. But after a while, you find that extra situational awareness from third person helps a lot. And of course, you have to play in third person if you're going to pick up a pair of swords. So I'm a big fighting game fan. A lot of the guys are. We've always wanted to try something like this. All the Unreal games have had a melee weapon, but it was really just sort of a weapon of last resort or humiliation. This time, each character has unique melee moves, including a heavy attack. And we set up this mechanic where each character has their own special moves. We have our light characters, heavy characters that are a little slower, that kind of stuff. And that was kind of fun. But as soon as somebody pulls a rocket launcher out on two guys who are dueling in melee, it all went to shit. And so that's when we started adding new techniques like the shield here that you see. We've also added a jump attack so you can get close to that sniper. And just in general, if you want to play high mobility, you're going to want to pull out your melee swords because you get moves like this that you can't pull off while you're carrying a rocket launcher. And the ultimate insult is sending a shot right back at someone. That's reflecting. You can see an example of it right here. So you have to be careful when you drop rockets onto somebody who's holding their melee weapons out because they'll send it right back at you and it does more damage. And really, the ultimate insult is the coup de grace move. Those are really hard to pull off in an arena full of people with sniper rifles and rocket launchers, trust me. So targeting, we've got all these cool weapons, but can you hit people with them? This was something that I don't think we addressed really well in Unreal Championship 1. It was a direct port, and we didn't spend a lot of console love on it. But this one, like I said, built from the ground up for the console. We've added a locking technique. You can see the little yellow target reticle around the person up there. We're so bouncy in this game that what that targeting lock does is it keeps them on screen, but you still have to do all the fine targeting yourself. For melee, it's a perfect lock. You're staring right at the guy because melee is not about trying to target someone, it's about trying to time your hit perfectly, block and respond, like a fighting game should be. If you're going to smack your friends around online, you play an Unreal Tournament or Unreal Championship game. And that's a big legacy to follow and pretty scary because this is my first design job on an Unreal title. When we pulled off Best Online Game at E3, we were so relieved. It wasn't excitement, it was just thank God Cliff and Steve aren't going to be pissed off at me. I think that the melee and range combat works really well in online play. I mean, this engine's been optimized for online play for a long time now. We support 8 players online, which doesn't sound like a lot for a first-person shooter, but trust me, it's a whole hell of a lot for a 3D fighting game. So it's a good mix. We have CTF and Deathmatch and all the games you'd expect. A couple new ones that we're holding off for later. And then mutators. For those people who just can't play the game like I designed the damn thing, you can go in and play with the game rules. This is a low-grav, high-speed match. Totally changes the feel of the game just by flicking a couple buttons. So again, it's the replayability that you really need on console because we don't have that mod community that we get on the PC. But it's not all about online play. Turns out there's some people left who don't have a broadband connection and don't have an Xbox Live subscription, and so for them, we've actually developed a full cinematic storyline kind of hidden underneath. You play the part of Anubis. Anubis is a hero trying to save his planet from the imperialistic Liandri mining corporation, the guys who sponsor the tournament. It's your basic boy meets girl, boy meets lizard, boy kills lizard, boy fights girl kind of storyline, just like you'd expect. You fight in the arenas, and that's kind of what you would expect in an Unreal franchise. It's all tied together with a nice storyline. AI is world-class. It always has been in the Unreal franchise, and this is no different. They can do all the crazy moves that you can do. We've got individual character ladders, so every character has their own gameplay event, and then we even have a 4th and long challenge-style mode full of impossible stuff. So the replay is there for online as well as all.